Hello everyone, this is just going to be a video discussing our assignment on the digital text in the space of modern culture, which is a reading that we have due for this week. And you'll see I've got it pulled up here, and you probably noticed by way of the DOI information as well as the journal information up here that this is a peer-reviewed scholarly text. This does help prepare us for project number 3, which will be actually an analysis of research, right? However, I wanted us to kind of focus on some pretty basic questions that will help us arrive at what digital text might mean in the space of modern culture, which is also really relevant to project number 2, as well as the course student learning outcomes of being able to analyze a digital text effectively. So, one thing that I've asked you, if we switch back over here to begin with, are a series of questions that allow us to think about this text kind of from a rhetorical strategy standpoint. What is the text thesis statement and central idea, as well as who is the intended audience? So, in other words, what do you think is the author's key and central idea when you looked at this, what stood out as a key and central idea, and who do you think the intended audience is? So, when you think about intended audience, one thing to keep in mind might be if there's jargony phrases being used that maybe only a psychologist would know, if that's who it's written by, or that a linguist would know, then probably it's safe to assume the intended audience is that group of people in that specialty. However, if it's more accessible, maybe it's available to the general public or meant to be accessible in terms of its language to the general public. That's how you would maybe go about answering number 3, right? How does the author answer these questions? So, of course, to explain the thesis, one thing you might do is list what the thesis is of the authors and then give a few explanations of how the author further explains that thesis statement by using textual support. In conjunction with that, you might cite the language choices to explain who the intended audience is. Number 4 asks you, what are the relationships between the key parts of the text? So you want to think about, well, how do the ideas at hand relate to one another? How can they be interwoven together? How are they similar? And how are they different? Once you post these answers, or once you write them, you will post them in a discussion forum. And then what you will do is respond to a peer with an explanation of how your answers were similar and or different. I hope this video was super useful. Please let me know if you have any questions as always, and I will see you next time.